Has fibromyalgia made you afraid? Afraid of what today is going to bring, afraid to eat the wrong thing, afraid to say yes to something in case you have to let people down again. Afraid that this is it now, that this is your life from now on. Now, in this video, if you're expecting me to tell you to meditate, to be more mindful or think positively, that's not what this is. We're going deeper than that. I'm going to show you what's actually underneath the mental health side of fibromyalgia and what I've learned to do about it in 26 years of living with it. Because part of living well with fibro is understanding what that fear is doing to you. It isn't just unpleasant, it's making you worse. In my last video, I showed you the 3 parts of the Fibro Wellbeing Method. Today, we are going to go into the first one in more detail, mind. Why it's the foundation and why nothing else holds up without it. I don't think we talk about this enough. We talk about the pain, we talk about the fatigue. We don't talk about what years of living with fibro does to who you are. When you've been unwell for a long time, it wears away at your self-esteem, your confidence, your sense that you matter, that you've got something to offer. And this is the big one, your sense that you are capable. You forget that you can do things. You forget everything you managed before all this started. When I was bedridden, I genuinely believed I was a burden. Not a person going through a hard time, a burden. And I had completely forgotten everything I'd done and achieved before then. It was all gone. The illness had taken over everything, my body and my mind. And it isn't only how you feel about yourself, it's how you think about everything. Someone invites you out, and before you've even thought about whether you'd like to go, your mind has already gone to, what could go wrong? I'll be too tired, I'll have to cancel. What if I'm in pain when I get there? The negative thought arrives first, before you've had a chance to think about it properly. Or it sounds like, what's the point? I'm too tired. I don't even care anymore. Nobody understands, nobody gets it. And then you stop answering messages, you stop going out, and you're on your own with it. I want to be really clear about something here. This is not a weakness, and it's not your fault. That's what happens to anybody when they've had pain and illness and disappointment for years on end. Your mind starts expecting the worst because for a long time, the worst is what kept happening. You haven't failed at being positive. You've adapted to something very hard. But it can be turned around. That's what the rest of this video is about. Now I want to show you what's sitting underneath all of that, because once you can see it, you can start doing something about it. Look again at those thoughts. Will this set me off? Can I eat that? Will I manage tomorrow? What if I say yes and then I can't do it? I'm not the person I used to be. Every single one of them is fear. And they're not silly thoughts. With a condition like this, being afraid makes complete sense. Your body's trying to protect you. Being frightened of something unpredictable is just what human beings do. But here's the part that nobody tells you. You might remember this from an earlier video. Stress sits right at the top of this loop, and fear is stress. When you're afraid, your nervous system reads danger. And danger is the exact signal that turns your pain up. So the fear isn't only making your life smaller, it's feeding the very thing you are frightened of. You're afraid of the pain and the fear is making the pain worse. I know that's hard to hear, but it's actually good news because it means there's a part of this cycle you can get hold of. You can't switch off fibromyalgia, but you can do something about the fear. So let me show you the 6 things I hold on to, because each one answers a different fear. Now, these 6 things that I'm going to talk about underpin the entire Fibro Wellbeing Method. The first is hope. Sometimes we feel like we are never going to get better. I really understand that. And that fear is despair. And when you're in despair, nothing in the future looks worth having. The answer to despair is hope. And hope isn't pretending that everything's fine. It's believing that the future can be better than today. And I promise you it can be, because mine is. The next one is self-responsibility. Sometimes it feels like there's nothing you can do, but nobody else is coming to rescue us. We have to get up and want it for ourselves. I know that sounds harsh, but knowing it actually helps because it stops you waiting on other people. It means it's in your hands. The third one is support. Sometimes it feels like we're on our own with this and nobody understands, but we can't do this alone, and we're not meant to. I don't know a single person living well with fibromyalgia who hasn't got good support around them. And that support can come from lots of places. Professionals, not just family, friends, or even community. And giving support counts just as much as getting it. If you're sitting there thinking, I haven't got anyone, I wouldn't know where to start, that's exactly the kind of thing we work through in the method. The fourth one is information. Sometimes we feel like we don't understand what's going on and what's happening to us. So we hand ourselves over to the doctors and hope they'll have the answers. But part of living well is keeping yourself informed, learning about your condition, what's actually happening in your body, what the latest treatments are. If you're taking medication, what's in it? What are the side effects? How is it affecting you? And honestly, if you're watching this channel, you're already doing this. That's exactly what this is. You're informing yourself. And the fifth principle that underpins the whole of the Fibro Wellbeing Method is self-advocacy. Sometimes it feels like nobody listens. Illness takes your voice. Your self-esteem drops so low that you stop believing you've got the right to speak up. But you have. And if you can't do it yourself yet, that's all right. It might mean asking someone you trust to speak up for you. But your voice has to be heard somehow. You need to keep raising your voice. Because when we go quiet, we go further down. And the sixth principle is focus. Sometimes it feels like we're all over the place. I might have told you something on this channel and you've thought, yes, that's a good idea. I'll build myself a morning routine. And then you wake up in pain and exhausted and it all goes out of the window. I understand that completely because that's what fibro does. So this sixth one is, how do you stay focused on what you want and how you want to live, even on your worst days? This is one that a lot of people struggle with. And in the method, we look at ways of maintaining your focus. So, hope, self-responsibility, support, information, self-advocacy, and focus. Those are the six. And you don't need me to take you through all of these. I've just given them to you. You could look each one up and start working on it yourself. But if you'd rather be guided through it than work it all out on your own, there's a link below this video to find out more about the Fibro Wellbeing Method. Now, there's one more thing. And it's what makes all six of those actually work. Fear lives in the unknown. The worst thing about fibromyalgia is that you never quite know what you're going to get. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can make this condition predictable. You can't. But you can know far more about your own version of it than you do right now. What does a good day actually look like for you? Not a perfect day, but a good one. What sets you off? What are the very first signs before things get bad? What helps reliably every time? When you know those things about yourself, the illness stops feeling like something that lands on you out of nowhere. It becomes something you recognize. Something awful might happen, then turns into, I know what this is, and I know what to do about it. And that is how you take the fear out, not with positive thinking, but with knowing. Now, that's a lot of work to do on your own, and it's most of what we do together in the method, mapping out your good days, your triggers, your early warning signs, and what you do about each one. But there's one thing that you can do today, and it goes straight at that fear. So your action today is write down 5 achievements from your life, big or small. And achievement means whatever it means to you. This could be things like raising a child, getting a qualification, buying your home, getting through the last 5 years even, or keeping a friendship going when you had nothing left to give. Now, here's why this list works. Fear says, I can't cope with this. And that list in your own handwriting is the evidence that you already have. You've coped with a great deal and you've achieved a great deal. You are capable. Fibromyalgia may have taken that thought away from you, but that list starts giving it back. You are capable. That's why the mind is the foundation. Not because the pain is in your head or you're making it up. It absolutely is not. But because your mental health gets affected by fibromyalgia, and your mental health is either feeding that cycle or breaking it down. There's no in between. Now, next time we go to the second part of the method, the body, the frame, what looking after your physical body actually looks like when pushing harder isn't an option. Until then, take care of yourself and be well.